discuss AWS IAM Roles. Roles allow you to only have permissions when you absolutely need it for a specific task. And this is great because then you have the ability to implement a just-in-time type of access with the principle of least privilege assigned in the policy, which is then attached to roles. Now, there are various different kinds of roles that you can create, but the two which we're going to concentrate on at the moment are identity roles and service roles. An identity role enables an IAM user to temporarily adopt that role, granting them the associated permissions. This process, known as assuming a role, allows users to access specific capabilities tied to the role's configuration. These roles can be tailored to align with specific job functions or responsibilities as shown on your screen. At the moment, we have an admin policy tied to a admin role and a support policy tied to a support role, and dev, you guessed it, tied to a dev role. So one of the key advantages of doing it this way is the flexibility. For instance, an IAM user may need to address a task requiring them to manage user groups or create a new IAM user. And without the inherent permissions to perform these actions, the user can assume a support role, which grants the necessary access to complete the task. So see our user over here, he's now assumed the support role temporarily. And then once that task is complete, the user can relinquish the role and go back to their original permissions. Now similarly, if our user, he or she needed to perform something else like an EC2 instance, boot up or shut down, they need admin access to do this, well, we can then just take away his support and then temporarily assign him a admin role. Now, something to remember is that not all users can assume every role. A critical component of the role assignment is the trust relationship, which defines who can assume a specific role. For example, a user may have the trust relationship configured to assume the help desk or admin roles, but not a dev role. And any attempt to assume an unauthorized role, such as dev role, would be denied, ensuring secure and controlled access. So let's explore the key distinctions between IAM roles and IAM users within AWS, emphasizing their unique functionalities and security implications. IAM roles are designed to provide temporary permissions, offering a more secure approach compared to assigning permanent permissions to a user account. When you assume an IAM role, you receive temporary security credentials, and this topic is advanced and will be covered in greater depth as you progress further along your AWS learning path. And we won't go into that too deep at the moment. IAM roles also enable cross-account access, allowing an IAM user to temporarily inherit permissions in another account, another AWS account. The credentials associated with a role rotate automatically, reducing the risk of unauthorized access due to compromised credentials. And notably, access roles cannot be managed through IAM groups. Permissions must be explicitly assigned to an individual user. So IAM roles are ideal for scenarios requiring elevated permissions or additional security measures for user accounts. In contrast, IAM users are associated with permanent permissions and static security credentials. These users can access resources within the AWS account where they are created, provided they have appropriate permissions. Unlike IAM roles, credential rotation for IAM users is not automatic and requires manual intervention. IAM users can be organized into IAM groups where permissions assigned to a group automatically apply to all its members, simplifying permission management. So now we're going to go into the AWS console and do a demonstration in creating an IAM role. And we are going to create a custom IAM role with the trusted entity as the AWS user and the permission policy to allow admin access to AWS RDS. So look forward to seeing you on that one.